Hello again.
Hello,
Hello.
hello.
So I was saying that I watched the movie yesterday, and I mean it's very intense. I like it because I love horror movies. So probably like horror fans are like very happy that you guys were supposed to. I mean, last time we talked before uh talk to me opening, you say, yeah, maybe we want to do like an action movie, but we still want to do horror movies. And then you were supposedly involved in the Street Fighter movie. It didn't happen. So that's a good thing for our horror fans because you have this crazy one that is very good. But how was the process? Because I suppose that after the first one that was a successful, I don't know, there's a lot of expectations, right? So how do you deal with that, or you don't care?
Well, no, I did feel the pressure mounting, and like I was like hearing things about the sophomore slump and all this sort of stuff, and I could feel myself being paralyzed by the thought of making something else, and I was getting a bit scared of doing it. And then so the idea was to just board the train and sign up and be like, let's just do it, like let's go. Like as soon as that train's left the station, you can't get off, and like you're on the journey. And you have to finish it. So that was the thing, was like sort of just jumping on to the next thing. And then yeah, it was between that and Street Fighter, and the schedules just weren't lining up. We couldn't do both. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, but like again, like down the road, definitely we want to do an action film. We'd love to, but even with horror, I've still got more stories that I want to tell there as well. So, and there's scripts that I'm writing with my co-writer that I'm still really excited about. So I don't think I'm done with horror yet either.
Sure, sure, sure. And this is a movie about like young siblings, right? That suffer like a devastating tragedy in their family. Then they're like they went to a different house. They have like this lady who's just taking care of them. At the beginnings, everything seems to be kind of nice because she's still like weird since the beginning. But then everything like start getting like very sour quickly, right? But at the same time, there's a lot of emotional stuff in this movie. And when I say emotional, it's not like emotions like fear. There's a lot of like moving things. So how this movie is way more moving than the previous one. So how was dealing with trying to find the right balance between like the extreme horror and the moving parts of the story?
Yeah, we wanted it to be a different energy to talk to me, a different kind of film, and it is. So we wanted to commit to a snowball, a spiral, and lean more into character. So it was something that because it goes against our instincts almost, because it's from our YouTube background. It's about boom, 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 boom. Like keeping it like every second you kind of punctuating it with something, but trusting the characters and the performances is was a new thing for us. So that was an exciting part of it
And then
to kind
also
of figure
that,
that out.
yeah, and it was like it was just written from a really personal place. And it's about just being vulnerable with your art and being as expressive and like talking about the things that make you upset or uncomfortable and giving like exercising those demons and having them exist somewhere. So that's like another part of the process. And like the balance, it just naturally, because we had a loss, like even in pre-production, we lost a close family friend,
Yeah.
sort of changed the way that we made this film as well. So it all felt very expressive.
So I don't know. There's like some people think that people that make these like very extreme horror movies, they're like kind of deranged or something,
Ah, yeah.
but some of the directors are very serious. I mean, you guys seems to be like very funny and relaxed and everything. It's just when you're working on something like this, I mean, writing and then shooting it, it's just like you feel sometimes like, what the hell is going on here? I mean, how
Yeah.
are we capable of doing this, or how does it work?
I think it's a place to put all that kind of stuff, that part of your brain or something. It's
But that's
it's like it's therapeutic in a way doing it. So yeah, when you're shooting it, I don't know,
but when you're shooting it, it's a lot of fun. Like you're surrounded by friends and people that feel like family, and everyone's there to play. Like the actors are there to play, and the set was never like designed to be this really miserable place to come to, where like the themes of the movie were like how the set was run. It was like making sure that it was light, and it was like give the actors their space to like go into those dark places and those emotional places, but then pull them right out of it and start doing joke takes and make sure that it's a fun place to be.
Yeah, but what about the process of writing? Because the process of writing, you don't have all this like funny environment around. You're just like confronted
that's
by the
standing in
page. And
his
then you say,
dark room.
yeah,
Yes,
and then you say, and then you say, I'm gonna deal. I mean, now I'm gonna write this very heavy like scene. So, how does it work? It's just yeah,
Well, it
at
is
that point.
that's the like if you're feeling sad, you start writing, it's going to be really sad. And like, especially with a horror film, you're like writing about things that are just uncomfortable to talk about or that scare you or bother you. Like, even things like metal on teeth is such like bothers me so much. And it's like, okay, let's tap into that. Let's write about that then. And so, like, that becomes a scene that just eventuates. And it's like back and forth with the co-writer and the levity with that or the fun of that is the collaboration that we have with our co-writer. Like, it's always a very fun relationship and very jokey and stuff. But when you're alone and you're writing the scenes, you're like brooding in the darkness and you're putting it somewhere. But you're like, yeah, you're lifting off of your shoulders and you're placing it onto the page. And
And
you,
then he sends it to me, and I go, boring.
yeah,
And you do better than that.
Michael's very brutal with script notes.
Oh, for real? Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
he's
No,
okay.
like,
I'm not. No, I'm not.
yes, you are.
I'm nice.
He's like, that shit, boring crap. This is so lame, Danny. That's Michael's notes. It's deep.
All right, all right. So also the previous movie, you had like I mean, there was this teenage boy like involved in some pretty like mess up stuff, but here you're working with kids. I mean, how difficult was that, and how risky is in terms of international audiences? Because I don't know, like mainstream, like American audiences are not really used to this kind of horror. Of course, this is A24, so we have Hereditary and all of that, right? But still, I mean. Is it like how complicated was working with kids because you have like at least like two here, right? There are like
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
It's funny that the stuff that's the hardest to watch is the funnest to film. So those like really intense, say the gore sequences, they weren't really an issue. It was more about the psychological part of it. When you're getting into like a serious scene, it's how do you get them comfortable and to go into this place and then come out of it and break out of it. So it's kind of keeping things light around and seeing what works for them to help them perform and then be able to come out of those moments. And how do you do that safely? And because we had a vision impaired actor as well, Sora, it's about what's the right way even things like having an access coordinator. There's always their parents on set, and so to go through and look at this is where everything is, and making sure she's comfortable.
yeah, and then also acting coaches as well that especially help with Sora and stuff like Bree and Miranda. Like these people like helping like nurture her and helping her build up to those bigger scenes. And then like both of Jonah's parents are actors. So he plays Oliver. His parents are actors as well, so they're able to help him like find the character and be that way. And yeah, again, always letting them know that there's no such thing as a bad take. Like, don't be embarrassed about anything. Like, you're not giving a bad performance. You're not letting anyone down. Uh, we're just exploring and like having fun and just be free to play.
And you don't have so much time. You don't have much time to work with them, right? I suppose in Australia it's kind of the same than here that it's a restricted schedule for kids.
Yeah. But even those like days, there's like you can't even practically shoot for that long because if Oliver's out in the rain with his prosthetics, the rain's gonna rub off Oliver's prosthetics. Like you don't have that much time with certain things, and it's like, oh, we can only shoot certain scenes at certain times of the light. But there were like the bigger days, and then there was the smaller ones as well.
Yeah, so you got those time constraints, but the kids are so talented. They're so amazing, and they perform and they have a great time. So it's a rewarding experience, and the most rewarding was say the premiere, and we had the kids come out, their families. They get when like Sora, who was doubting whether she thought at the very beginning people are gonna laugh at me. I'm gonna be embarrassed, but to see her name get called up on stage and everyone cheering her, and then her
In
dad,
Hollywood?
in Hollywood, and her dad looking on the side proud, like those, and then the after party, and we're all just having fun and celebrating. That's like why you do it. That's the most rewarding thing in the world. It's such an amazing experience.
So the kids have seen the movie. I suppose it's not so hard for them because they're
No,
working.
no, Jonah hasn't. Jonah hasn't.
Sora watched, Billy watched, Jonah at the premiere. We went and had dinner with him.
Yeah, because he was allowed to watch it.
Yeah, he's allowed to watch
Oh,
it.
okay. He found a way to do it. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he will.
Well, he saw some of it in ADR. So we did ADR, like the knife chewing scene. So he saw the things that he was laughing. He wanted more blood.
Yeah, sure. So Sora won. I mean, she's great too, and it's very interesting that you're having like a this character like in the movie. This little girl who's vision impaired, and the real actress is also vision impaired, and she's also Asian Australian, so that's cool, right? In terms of like, I don't know, diversity or whatever. I mean, you're just like opening the doors to like all kinds of people, to be part of your movie. So what is that a conscious decision? Was it like original written like that or what?
Well, yeah,
It was important for us to have a real vision impaired actor. So it was we did an Australia wide call out of girls that were vision impaired that wanted to act, and she had never acted before. It wasn't written Asian Australian, and but we grew up so multicultural. We don't really see it's just it's if you're right for the role, it's a human role, and anyone can play it. It doesn't matter your background. So that's we're always open to whoever feels right for the role.
But
And
it's
she
like,
just we did an improv scene, and she was so amazing. She put herself in that character for that moment, and even though she never acted before, she just had this amazing ability to put herself in that moment. So yeah, we knew she was perfect from that first audition thing. Sorry, I cut you off.
no, it's all good. Well, yeah,
So you
I
wanted
was
to say
saying that
something?
it was so rare to see a non-sighted or vision impaired person on screen. Like it's just not something that you see, and there's like it just brings this amazing authenticity to the role, and Sora can really put herself into the role and given the idea like you can change this dialogue. How would you say this? How are you navigating the world? And like that just brings an extra touch to it that is just so rare to see.
Was it like difficult for you guys to direct her? Because I mean, there's some like very physical scenes. I don't know. You use like stunts because there's some stuff that it looks completely real, but you say, "Oh my gosh, she cannot see." So
Yeah, but
I mean,
she is like surprisingly very physical, and even our friend's little sister who inspired the role, she's very physical, like very rough house, like fights with her brother, like play fights with her brother, and plays goalball, which Sora was playing as well, which is a really physical sport where you put these blindfolds on, and you hear the ball coming at you, this heavy ball with bells, and then you have to block it with your body. So it's hitting you in the head, it's hitting you in the chest, and it's like a really demanding sport. And so like
And I
she's
think what
surprisingly so tough, wanting to do all of her own stunts, jumping into the pool head first,
that's
like
the
loving
thing.
being in there.
She's so physical. She doesn't want to be bubble wrapped. So we had those precautions put in place. Like this is where things are careful walking into the pool with the safety coordinator, and she just jump in.
Yeah.
She's like, no, what? And she the stunts. There was a part where she had to roll from a certain bit, and she'd go
yeah.
up. She wanted to perform and be physical, and all that stuff.
Her favorite parts were like the stunts.
Her
Yeah.
favorite part was the stunts
Yeah.
and beating the shit
Wow.
out of Billy.
So let's talk again about like Oliver. I mean, the stuff that happened to this character, like in like physical terms, are like insane. So they use a lot of like well, there's makeup combined with like prosthetics, or how was it? Because I don't know. I suppose there's some like touches of like CGI something, but it looks again looks very real. That
Yeah.
makes it like very intense, right?
Well, yeah, it's like 90 to 95% practical. And then the VFX is just blending those things in and like just say like removing the shit. You can see the coloring of like something fake on the teeth, or you can see the line of a prosthetic. Like the VFX were used to like sort of like help blend that stuff in, but like mostly, yeah, mostly practical. And that's always the funnest part is like how can we execute this in the most practical way possible?
So how far do you want to go with with his transformation?
Well, it's a physical manifestation of grief is all consuming, and that's what Oliver is. He's that and he transforms into the ugly side of that. So that's really it's kind of what it's talking with the makeup team of what that looks like thematically. And then it is a transformation. It's a deterioration. So we wanted to make sure there was stages for Oliver, and we told Jonah and his parents, when it gets to the heavier stuff, he doesn't need to do that. We can get a different actor to do those bits where it's a full monster, but he wanted to do it. He wanted to perform like that. He won every day. He came smiling. So we had like things put in place in case he
Yeah,
got over the prosthetics.
yeah, we had the conversations like if he's on a quit, we need to have like a backup option and stuff. But we never had to pull the trigger on it because he just always came to set with a smile on his face, wanting to do it, which was amazing.
Yeah, I saw some. I mean, some scenes are very like intense, and there's some. Yesterday, some people were leaving the theater. Have you seen people leaving the theater during the premiere? Not, of course, right? I mean, people has to stay. But
Yeah.
what do you expect people to do or to take from those scenes?
Well, it does feel like this film is for maybe more hardened horror fans that
Yeah.
have like I think that there are like a lot of studio American films that don't go as hard, but like I don't know, maybe it's an Australian thing or from this exploitation era. There's something a bit more raw and a bit more gritty, and that like the line is a little bit further maybe for us naturally. I don't know.
Well, I think in Talk to Me as well, we got told that, and that's not our intention. We're telling a story, and we want to tell it authentically and not
Yeah.
shy away from certain moments. But yeah, if people walked out, get a refund, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, but bad.
So Sally Hawkins is who portrays like Laura, the foster mom. I mean, she's amazing, and she does a lot for the movie too. And she doesn't like. I haven't seen her necessarily in this type of roles. I mean, she had this like kind of energy that she can portray characters that are not completely normal and like normal like in traditional terms, you know. But here, I mean, she goes like all crazy. So how was that? How was that? How was turning her into this like villain and this like crazy villain?
Well, that was what's so exciting because she's such a powerful character actor, and every time that she portrays someone, she's someone different. And it wasn't like she was looking for a genre film. She didn't tell her agents like, "I want to do a horror movie next. I want to do this." She connected with the script on a character level, and she really loved it and loved Laura. And when we got the call that she was interested, we could not believe it. We'd lost like felt like we lost our minds. It was like I can't believe it. We're about to have a meeting with Sally Hawkins, who was at the top of our list. And yeah, she was just down for anything. There was no ego involved, and it was all about like this really beautiful collaboration where you explore every line of dialogue, every character motivation, every page, and really iron it out with her and work with her on it. So we adored her to death. She's so amazing.
Yeah, yeah, sure. I have one last question. It's about like the visual style of the movie. I mean, the previous one was quite impressive, but this one goes like further. And I know you guys didn't study like formally like filmmaking, and you know, and the videos that you were making were like more like not so complicated in visual terms. But this one has like some amazing stuff, right? I mean, there's some choices. There's like there's a lot. You use a lot of like out of focus, like in the second term characters that are like behind stuff
Yeah.
like that. There's something very interesting around the swimming pool. How did you develop that? I mean, I don't know. You work with storyboards. How was it?
Well, yeah, I knew we wanted to find a visual language for each point of view and each character. And it's like with Oliver, it's one of these like shots from behind him and like telling his story through like these zoom lenses where it feels like he's having an out of body experience. And with Piper, it was like designing our own sort of spherical lens that could help portray her sense of touch and these extreme close-ups of her hands and feeling things. And yeah, like each character has their own audible journey as well, and different things that we're doing sonically to help tell their story. And that all just happens in like a little bit in writing, but then also a lot in pre-production when you're collaborating with those. You're talking with your sound designer, you're meeting with your DOP, you start to previs stuff on your phones and cut together scenes. Yeah.
But it's a massive testament to Aaron McCliskey as well, our DOP, like finding the visual language of him and because we wanted them to be different things for different characters, and he's just so talented and really helped create that look.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank
It's a
you.
great,
Thank you so
great
much,
movie.
Sergio.
I really like it. So take care.
Cheers. You too. Cheers.